It's okay.
It's not a great sound.
Aaron's concerned about the sound.
It's a bad sound.
It is. It's just metal. It's a big hole in metal. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's in my roof though.
All right, now you guys say the catchphrase.
It's ceiling time.
It feels dumb, doesn't it?
It's so awful.
Hey guys, Brian here from 5 to Go, and I am here with Ben, who is now from Catalyst Connected Living. He has been offering his services to a bunch of other people, and if you have seen any of the videos with me and him, he does all sorts of crazy stuff: electrical, internet, wiring, just everything.
All the technology things inside of the RV.
Yep, all the tech things. And what we're working on today is we are installing 2 cellular antennas, doing surgery on my Starlink dish, and drilling this size hole through my roof. So, yeah. So we're going to run through, we've been out here mocking stuff up, doing all the boring stuff, but now we're ready to shoot. Now we're ready to drill holes. So let's head up on the roof and start making some damage.
This is a 2 3/8 inch hole. Saw, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna do some work. So yes. Basically, what we're doing is we have 2 big white junction boxes. Yep. We've already mounted our antennas. So here we have a antenna from Pepwave. I don't remember the model number, but it's at the bottom of your screen right now. And we also have another antenna from Poynting, which I kind of inherited from the previous owner of this RV. Yep. And then Dishy is hiding out up there, completely unaware of the forthcoming surgery. We'll get to that in a little bit. The current job is to go up on the ladder. We've already measured everything out. We've cleared out a bunch of stuff. We are going to drill a hole with that. Well, we're going to do a smaller pilot hole first.
Yes. Just
to make sure we're in the right location on the inside. And then we're going to do a big hole, and we're going to drop some conduit down through one of these boxes, and then everything will start coming together. So. Yep. Before we drill that little tiny hole, I'm going to go inside and show them what we're working with here. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
So, on the inside, it is very dark in here, but this is the roof area. This is my quote-unquote network cabinet. And we measured everything based off of this king antenna, because when this spins, there's an antenna up top, which you'll see in a second, that this knob spins directly. So it gives us a good reference point. And I think the hole's going to come in right around there. And then we'll have all of the networking stuff up in here, and no more running wires, no more running little antennas, no more of this crap. This is all going to look very nice. Aaron will be happy. That's what really matters, right?
Yeah. Of course, because I look in that cabinet all the time.
But now is the fun part. We're gonna drill a hole in that. Okay. Oh, it's nice and clean now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our surgery site. Box, junction box, is going to go there. So like I said, on the inside, this is that antenna with that knob in the ceiling. So from the center of that, there's actually, you can turn the knob and this whole thing spins. So that was our reference point. And this is an awning here that the ladder is leaning up against. And this is the huge metal support for this awning that I'm leaning against here. Obviously we can't go through this. And then our cabinet is in front of here and goes this way. We did a bunch of measuring, and we think a hole here should be pretty much dead center in that roof. So, let's see what happens.
We're going to start with a small one.
I don't see any light, but there is some fabric on the ceiling. Let's go inside and look. Well, nothing here. So we need a longer drill bit. Okay, we just had the idea to just shove a long screwdriver through, because he definitely punched through 2 different layers of metal, and so we just think maybe it didn't go through the fabric that's on the roof. You can see the fabric up here. So go ahead and shove that through. Hello, Vector. All right. There's a hole! And it's in a good location. Our measurements were good.
Yeah!
Yeah, we got plenty of room for that hole. Alrighty, so I guess next is hole saw from the top, and then if we can't go all the way, then
we'll try to get the drill in through this lovely.
Yeah, so this does come off.
Okay.
So if we need to, like it's hollow back behind here, it's just wiring. We can get a drill in there. Yeah. Woo boy.
That'll be fun.
Okay, that's gonna be a big messy hole.
Yes, it is.
All right, back up on the roof. There's our probe. Just a screwdriver. That's what's sticking through. So now, hole saw time. Not looking forward to this. This is the only big hole we have to do. This is the largest part of this project.
Yep. Oh, there's the metal.
Yep.
Well,
so you have a fiberglass plug inside the hole saw.
Fiberglass roof.
So that's the top layer, fiberglass.
What's interesting here is that
And then there's wood.
this is wood.
Okay. And then metal. You're definitely cutting through the metal. I can see a hole straight through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Continuing on. It's okay.
It's not a great sound.
Aaron's concerned about the sound.
It's bad sound.
It is. It's just metal. It's a big hole in metal. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's in my roof
Hold on. I see a lot more metal than I want to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're like at an intersection.
We are.
Crud. Huh. Could not be in a worse spot.
No.
Okay.
Of course you had to assume that.
Let's consult.
Woo!
A lot of boring math later.
Okay. We have to own our mistakes.
Yes.
We hit the worst possible spot in this roof. So instead of running conduit down through, we were going to do a nice, like a 2-inch or 2.5-inch hole with conduit running down. Instead of doing that, we just need to get the wires through. So we're just going to try and make a hole big enough for the wires to get down into the cabinet, and it'll effectively do the same thing. It just won't look as nice, right? But that's pretty much the only spot for this hole. So it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah. Because anywhere along here is going to be this channel.
Yeah.
And we can't really go back that way.
Can't get any further this way, so we're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So
here we go. Let's see if we can.
Hole. There it is. Ah, look at this thing. Oh, you went through the bottom too.
Yeah.
Ah, it's hot. Guys, hot metal's hot. Friction causes heat.
Yeah.
You didn't know that? Did you know that? Did you know friction causes heat?
I did know that.
That's our hole.
That's what we got.
That'll work.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a structural issue here.
I don't think so.
It's all
we
still,
really didn't damage anything.
It's all still boxed in.
Yeah, we just chiseled away some of the metal on top.
I guess it's clean up here and then go inside and make that size hole from the bottom. Fun times.
Yay! You know, you always have to be able to be flexible with this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, there is literally no way of knowing where all of these cross members are, what the structure is. There's just no way. No way. Because even a stud finder wouldn't have found anything because the entire thing is a sheet of aluminum.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go inside and see what it looks like.
Yep.
All right, Ben started carving away before I had the camera going. We think that we're through both layers of the roof, and now it's just fabric and foam.
Trying not to rip the fabric as we...
Yeah.
And I'm doing this by hand because the drill doesn't really fit, and it's just fabric.
It's just fabric, in theory.
And foam.
Doesn't sound like metal.
Well, it feels like there might be some wood here too. I think there's wood too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, or something.
Let me spin the camera around so we can use it to see. I see a skylight.
Yeah. I see wood particles.
Yeah, okay, it is. It's like a little piece of Luan, maybe?
Yep.
Just a real thin. It looks like you were chewed through it already.
I might be able to do this from the roof now, because I know that I'm not going to destroy the fabric.
No, it's not metal. I can see the whole flap now. No, I got it. It's a fiberglass. Fiberglass? Or no, it's not fiberglass.
Oh.
That's it, though. The hole's clear.
Not...
Most of the way clear.
Not from this side.
Huh?
There's like almost a half, like a third of the hole is covered with a metal.
Huh.
From up here.
Interesting. Yeah, I see a little flap. So we ended up breaking out the Dremel, or the Brand X Dremel, the off-brand Dremel, and I think we have enough to work with now. We have a hole.
Woo!
After a lot of fighting, we have a hole.
Yes.
This is box number 1.
Yep.
Right, this is what the PepWave antenna, so many things. The PepWave antenna is going to go on top of this box.
Yep.
This is the lid for this box. We zipped a hole in it and attached this properly a little earlier today. And these wires are going to go down through that hole and into the inside of the RV.
And we cut the hole too big already.
And we cut the hole too big.
We were cutting that, setting a template on the roof.
Yep.
And then we cut into the roof and realized, you know,
Yep.
you guys saw that already.
Yeah, so that hole's too big, but that's fine. We have plenty of a Turnabond. We have plenty of everything to seal everything. It'll be just fine.
Yep.
And then the other box, this one here that's just full of tools right now, this is what the Poynting or whatever the white antenna is going to go on top of. This is just going to be connected to this box out of one of these punch outs via a conduit.
Yep.
And it's just going to be glued down to the roof, maybe a couple screws. But we don't need a hole for that one because everyone's going through this box here.
Yep. Here's some liquid tight conduit. I'm going to use that to pass our couple of wires. We only need 2 wires from this other antenna.
Yeah. We're just running these 2 guys.
Yeah, this is the easy part.
Yeah. These 2 are going to go from the white antenna through that conduit and then down that hole with the wires from this antenna. And what we also haven't talked about yet is this is going to be mounted on the side of this box as well, so I can plug my Starlink in from the roof and not have to run cables all over the place. And I can't do this with one hand. Can you pull this apart and show us how this works?
Sure. So it's a waterproof gasket, like this will close up.
Yep.
And then this, basically it's a lot like one of the XLR connectors.
Yep.
And it just locks in.
It's got such a nice click.
Yep. And then you push that button to release it. So
And it's all weatherproof, right?
Yep.
And then, so this is going to be, go ahead and take that plug out. So this is going to be
mounted
attached to the side of one of these. So it'll be like this, flush mount. And then we'll have the cord on the inside going down into the networking cabinet. And then this will just sit up here. So when I put Starlink up there, we're just going to cut a short pigtail for the dish. And then we'll get more into that once we start working on that. But that's also another thing that needs to be installed in here before we start gluing stuff down.
Yes.
So I guess that's the next thing, is just to start cutting holes and mounting things.
Cutting holes and mounting things.
At least there's no more holes through that roof, because good lord.
Yeah, it's about 1 inch.
Okay.
So we should be able to get that through with 1 inch cut hole.
Cool. Now hold on, before you do that, because that punch out looks barely too big.
Yeah.
Is it going to pop the punch out while you're doing that?
It's entirely possible that it does that, yes.
Like up here?
Yeah.
Just so I'm afraid that you're going to push on that and it's just going to pop. All right, so this is a test fit of the
Allergy cruise over here.
Oh, so that goes on the outside. Okay. Beautiful. So this is the piece that we just put in there. So there's a little O-ring. There's a little O-ring in here that's squished down on there, and then a nice grippy, toothy ring on the inside there to squeeze it in.
So this, as this tightens down,
Yeah.
it crunches down on this and it bites into the conduit.
Oh, okay. All right, all cleaned up. Mounts like that, and then you said there's just 4 little screws, and that holds that guy on there?
That's right.
All right, so this box is done. We've got that conduit. It's going to go out that way. It's going to sit this way on the roof in this orientation. And then that one's going to sit that way a little bit further away. So we're going to put the whole... All right, so to adhere these boxes down, this is a Turnabond?
Yes,
right?
It's a double stick of Turnabond tape.
So it just looks like a gray putty mess. So it seals well?
Yeah. If you repair, I haven't had any issues with mine on the roof.
Yeah, so we're going to do
We can use some screws too.
all the way around this channel. We're going to use this. And then what I'm saying, once we have it stuck in place, we're going to run die-core all the way around the outside just to help glue it down.
Yep.
All right, so that's that. So we're going to do the same thing to the other box.
Yep.
And then I think it's a lunch break time, and then we'll head up to the roof. Okay, we are back from lunch.
Hello.
And we're back up on the roof, and the box is ready to go down. So we put some extra around the hole.
Yep.
We're going to do a little bit extra sealing on the inside. So that is going to go right there.
Right there. So, try to line up. Now you got your Starlink connector right there towards the back.
Yep.
Easy Easy peasy. Second box. This is more of a tape still on here.
Yep. I mean, so how far apart do the cell antennas need to be?
18 inches.
About 18 inches, so that's plenty far. Now, would it be easier to do the conduit first and then stick it down? Oh, okay, great. Okay, you're going to get comments about cutting towards your arteries and stuff.
Yep, probably.
Oh, that goes right through it. Okay. So it doesn't have like a metal spiral or anything?
No.
Okay.
This stuff is actually really easy to work with in that regard.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow, okay. And then you just need to take the collar of that one and slide it on, right?
Yep.
All right, we got 2 boxes, we got conduit, we got a hole straight down through the roof. I guess next is dropping antennas.
Yeah.
We are only using the 2 LTE cords out of that one. Everything else we have bundled up, and it's just going to kind of live up in this box here. So, going to fish those through. There we are. All right. And that's literally it for that box.
Yep.
That is all that box is doing.
15 minutes later.
All right, we skipped ahead in time a little bit. We've got the black antenna up here, the Peplink antenna, and we have fished all of the wires down through there. And now we're just doing a little bit of cleaning up with some zip ties. This shielded Cat 6 cable here is just going to go down and directly into the Peplink. And then on this side is the cord that's going to go to Dishy way down there. And the rest is all just antennas and hooking up stuff. And we've got screws, 2 screws in there, 2 screws in here. Going to seal around it. And what else? Are we done on the roof?
Pretty much.
Cool. We might get some comments about this being so close to this King antenna. This is one that we can turn on and off, and we never turn it on. So, for all intents and purposes, it is just a piece of plastic. Okay, so that's box number 1, conduit, box number 2. So we're just going to run some lap sealing around it, and these guys are done. Very cool. We moved Dishy up here because we're going to use the extra outlet that we put on the outside of this junction box to plug the dish in when it's sitting right here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the cord, because this is a V1 Dishy, it's the round one, I've had it for a little over a year now. We're going to take this cord, we're going to leave a few feet on it, because this is where I normally put it when I have clear skies. We're going to cut this, we're going to put a new jack on it, and it is going to plug in right here. So when I bring this up the ladder, I'm just bringing this and a couple feet of cable, plug it in here, and then everything else is taken care of down in the network cabinet down below this. That was kind of the main goal of all this. Adding these antennas was a nice secondary accomplishment. So for right now, we're going to measure this, and then with all of this cable that we cut off, it's just going to become a very long extension cord. So if I ever need to put the dish down at the back, like if there's no trees down there and there's trees up here, I'll put it back there, run the cord up with the extension, and plug it in here. Or if I have to put it down on the ground somewhere, I'll have all that cable to run it down there. I'll have to bring the cable up here on the ladder to get to here, but that's going to be, it's going to be worth the hassle, because more often than not, it's up here. So, let's cut some cables. Oh, okay.
Now he has to get a new dish.
Now it's permanent.
Just kidding.
But
it
is a normal...
In case you guys are wondering, this is shielded either Cat 5 or Cat 6 Ethernet.
Yep, it's
so
nothing special.
It does require a little bit of different technique when you put the jack on here, but it's not complicated.
All right, now you're going to say the catchphrase.
It's sealing time.
It feels dumb, doesn't it?
It's so awful.
Okay, it's time for Wire Talk with Ben. Okay, so for everybody like me that has been afraid to dismantle their Starlink cable. What's going on?
There's this foil shielding cable, or shielding material on here.
Okay.
Now,
Sounds like grounding wire. What is that?
this is, they call it a drain wire. It actually makes the connection with the metal components in here.
Okay, so this
And
plug is
a shielded plug. So all this metal housing.
that shields it all the way up until it actually makes contact.
Yep.
Okay. And that wire connects to that shielding?
Yeah, so you kind of wrap it around here,
Okay.
and then it crimps down on there. And then there's a little piece of, it's like candy. It's like Ethernet candy.
Okay, we skipped the boring part. So you've got all the cords sorted out in the right order.
In there.
So this is a pass-through connector?
Yes.
This is new to me. I've made many RJ45 cords back in the day. And the most annoying part was getting everything lined up in a nice little broom fan and shoving it into the thing and crimping it before something pulled out.
Yep.
This is, you just run them all the way
This
through?
lets you run them all the way through, and then the crimper cuts them at the end there.
That's cheating.
Yeah, it is totally cheating. It's great.
Okay, so what did you do with the that little...
The drain wire, I just wrapped it around here towards the end. You can kind of see it in there.
Okay.
So that when this crimps down, it bites into the metal of the sheet.
All right, so this goes...
This just goes right through there.
I can't see.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Right
it just
through here.
passes through, and then the connector snapped in. Oh, gosh, you're moving all over.
Sorry. You kind of have to... Sometimes you get...
Wow. That's cheating.
Yeah, really
and this is a nice ratcheting...
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Just do like one nice...
Yep, okay. So that's it. So for everyone that thought that Starlink cables were some crazy, strange, proprietary, you can't make your own deal, it's not. It's just
Not
a
at all.
shielded Cat 6.
Yep.
Huh.
Now, we're going to turn it into this waterproof mechanism, right? So you'll see we've added the boot here to the back.
Okay, you put it on before you crimped it. Good.
Yes. Yes, because that does not, And this actually slides on over it. You can see it kind of has the rough pattern inside of the...
Yeah. Looks like
Cat
kind of a
6.
keystone.
Yep.
Yep.
But we actually have to, they tell you to break these off first.
To break... Oh, the
retainer
tab.
tab.
Okay.
Because it locks on with this, latch in here,
Yep.
right? This doohickey. So this just slips on to the jacket there.
Okay.
Slides in. Then as this...
That just screws together?
Yep.
Oh, I can hear it. With the other side of it, it is a weatherproof connector.
Yep.
So I'm going to run that up the ladder and plug it in, and then we'll figure out the other side.
Yep.
Okay, all done outside. Now it's time to go inside. This is the cabinet. This is what I'm calling my networking cabinet. It's not very large, but it'll work. So we did get all of those cables come down through that hole. And it actually doesn't look terrible, with the way that the fabric kind of folded around there.
Yeah.
So this is all of the stuff from the PepWave antenna. So all the red ones are LTE connectors / 5G. These two are Wi-Fi, and then this is the GPS module. These two purples are from the white antenna, the Poynting antenna. And then this white Ethernet cord is the original cord from the Starlink that would go to the router, or from the power brick to the router. We're using it to go from the junction box up top down into here. I currently have an AT&T Nighthawk, which is not hooked up, it's just sitting on the counter over there. And I also have travel data, which their plans are changing, but that one is still working for the next month or so. So actually the new chip will be 5G. So we're putting the travel data SIM in the Peplink.
We're going to give that a shot and see if it works.
Okay. And
so
that's
we can take advantage of the good antenna.
Yeah, and that's the BR1
Pro 5G.
BR1 Max Pro 5G.
Max BR1 Pro 5G.
There you go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
PepWave or Peplink? They keep changing.
Well, it should be Peplink. That's the name of the company.
Okay.
It says Pepwave on the actual
This is
unit.
Peplink Max. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you if you logged into the router with the new firmware, it would say
Yeah.
Peplink, though.
Okay.
No,
So it's a Max BR1 Pro 5G.
these guys make phenomenal devices and phenomenal hardware, but they really have a struggle with naming things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anyone who works there will tell you that, I'm sure.
We actually have one of our guys on our Discord server. His name's Zach. Super cool guy.
Yes.
He's in there answering questions all the time. It's very helpful.
Yes, Zach is awesome.
So we're going to kind of rip out some cables that don't need to be used, move some stuff around, and we'll be right back and show you if it cleaned up well. Okay, it has been even more time. But we got everything done. Or rather, Ben did a lot of stuff up here, and then we did a bunch of software configurations. So we've got the network cabinet up here. Ben did a beautiful job. Let's take a look. There's not much to look at, which is the point, right?
Exactly.
So we've got all the cords coming down through there, and then going underneath this panel. And we've got the BR1, the Max BR1 Pro 5G with all of those connected. And then we've got two Ethernets over here. One goes to the Starlink block, which is down there. The other end of that goes back up to the top. That was that white cord. So that's running on the regular LAN plug, right? And
LAN
then,
port.
no, that's on the WAN.
Yep.
And then we've got the other one as the LAN, which connects to the Nighthawk here, which is my grandfathered in AT&T plan. And that is set up as a VLAN, which I've asked Ben how that works. He explains it, and then it just falls out of my brain.
It's a brand new thing with Peplink
Yeah.
in their newest firmware that's currently in beta that allows you to take a LAN port essentially and turn it into another WAN port, which is very helpful for those devices that have one or two ports on them.
Yeah.
And you can do it when they say VWAN, it's just like VLAN if you're familiar with that networking term.
Yep. So
But,
it works. That's
yeah,
the important
it's
thing.
pretty neat.
But we have the Nighthawk sitting here like this, loose. So I can just unplug everything. So this is connected to the white antenna on the roof through those two cords there. But we have this one sitting loose because we actually travel with this one. Like if we're doing a long day in the Jeep or in the van or whatever, we bring this so the kids have internet. And I have internet on my work laptop or whatever. Like it's for internet on the go.
Yep.
So we made it so we can move it easily. There's nothing else to show.
Yeah.
You hid everything so well. There is nothing else to show.
It's just a nice, clean network cabinet.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
All the software is working. He helped me configure all of this stuff in the Pepwave. And again, I've got a Pepwave Max BR1 Pro 5G.
Yep.
And if you want to see the settings in there, go to Discord. 5togo.com/Discord. There is an RV internet channel in there. If you want to see any of my settings or ask Ben settings or recommendations or any of that stuff, there's a lot of discussion about internet in there. So that's a great place for that. Starlink works. We plugged it in with his new connection, and it works fine. There's trees, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But we can communicate with the dish. Everything's working fine. Had to upgrade the firmware on the BR1 in order to communicate with the Starlink, the interface, so I can do the admin stuff. What else? That's kind of it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, everything's hidden. Everything works. Everything's configured. We've tested out all of the individual internet connections individually. The antennas are working beautifully. All of the signals for both the travel data chip, which is inside the BR1, and for the Nighthawk, those are all connected up to those antennas now, and they are screaming, which is awesome. I do know that Travel Data changed all of their stuff at the beginning of the year. There are new plans, and I'm going to be getting a new SIM to test out in a few weeks. So just chill out on the Travel Data stuff for now. I have the old one and it's working, but it will not continue to work. I'm getting the new one and I'll test it and I'll let you guys know if it's worth it. Otherwise, Starlink is really kicking everyone's butts, which is great. So unless you're underneath a bunch of trees like I am.
And that's what the cellular backup is for.
That's right. That was a lot of stuff for one day. It took a long time. It is now dark.
Yep.
And we're very hungry, but food is on the way.
Yay.
So, Ben, Catalyst Living. Catalyst Connected
Connected
Living.
Living.
What is that, real quick?
That is my business that we work with all the RV technology, internet solutions such as this,
Like
upgrades,
this, yep.
things like that.
Drilling holes in ceilings.
Drilling holes in ceilings, electrical, solar, if you want to do anything like that. You know that I've got a pretty cool battery power system in my rig.
Yeah, look down in the description if you want to see all the stuff about his RV, which is, it's a lot.
Yep. Security systems.
Yep.
We can do, you know, some home automation stuff.
Yep.
Really, the whole idea is that this stuff is accessible, but it is complicated to do it, and to do it right, you know, requires some know-how.
Yep.
I happen to know the know-how, so
he knows how.
I knows how. I knows how. I know how.
Ben knows how. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
That's good.
So thank you very much for helping with this.
Yes.
There are more projects this year before he leaves Florida. Hopefully he sticks around for a while. So so go check out his website. It is catalystliving.com.
It is catalystliving.com.
All right, so that's that. Links are down below, of course. Again, join us on Discord if you have any questions about any of this stuff, or leave comments, and Ben and I will try to respond to them. I think that's about it. So we will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.
Good one.